Come here, buddy. Come here. Hi, buddy. Somebody's in trouble. They're chewing on stuff they're not supposed to. 42 pounds already. 6 months old. Or a little less. 42 pounds. God. Drop it. Kennel it up. Come on. Hey. Kennel it up. Good boy. Good boy. Still have to leave him in the kennel because he's still an a-hole. And he chews everything. Wearing my new shirt. My second new shirt from the Baja 250. And surprise, surprise, Honda. And if you have not been around for a while and you've never seen my collection, check this out. I use the term collection loosely because there's not a lot and they're not very nice, but got my 97 Integra, 97 CL, 2001 Accord, 17 Civic, and right there goes a 16 CRV. And if we keep going around the corner, my garage lights are off so you can't see it, but there's a Honda 450. Ignore the Yamaha. It's the wife's. I don't know what she was thinking. And then another Yamaha that's mine, but Honda doesn't make those, so I had no choice. Alright, let's get in the best Honda in the stable. And while it's stock, let's go see what it can do. I guess we could take a little look at the Integra first real quick. What a beaut, right? Look at this thing. Yeah, buddy. I got everything to get rid of the transmission problem. Moonroof's gonna go, dash is gonna go, power steering, air, cruise, ABS, everything's going bye-bye. So far, she's at 2,420 pounds with me in it. So, it would be cool to be below 2,000 with me in it. I'm pretty confident there's at least 400 pounds more stuff. And then, I could probably get rid of 20. So, yeah. Now let's get in the Civic. So you go from one car with doesn't even have an interior really, to this one with Android Auto and power everything, heated seats and mirrors and the works. This thing feels like a Bentley after you get in that Integra. Hopefully I'm coming through on your left and right speakers. If you're just using a laptop, you probably can't even tell if I'm not, because I couldn't yesterday, but somebody told me that they were using headphones, and once again I was only on the left channel. So I went ahead and ordered a 3.5 millimeter male to female extension. So at least I can get the weight of the transmitter and adapter somewhere else, not hanging on the GoPro and not hanging on the USB to 3.5 adapter. And yes, I say adapter twice because the GoPro adapter goes to 3.5 millimeter, but my wireless mic is 1/4 inch, so I had to have an adapter from 1/4 inch to 3.5. Thanks again, GoPro. Why can't you just come out with a microphone that works with your stupid camera, since your camera has Wi-Fi and Bluetooth? I don't know if it doesn't have the right profile, but if it doesn't, that's not my problem. You guys have been making cameras for years and years and years, and you could have thought of that ahead of time. So, whatever. Alright, so before I left the house, I had mentioned seeing what the Civic does when it's stock. I'm not sure why I said that, because I woke up, did a little internet reading, and decided I was actually going to talk about field trims today. Plus, my Draggy is dead, and while I can use it while it's charging in the car, I want to use it on another vehicle that doesn't have a USB port, so I cannot charge it while I'm on the other vehicle, and I want to do them both at the same time, make it easy on myself. So either way, that's probably going to happen tomorrow. So I'm going to talk about the field trims. So I'll link the blog post that Vincent at 271 posted. I'll link another one. Now, basically, I just want to say it because of, all right, well, first, I'm sure you've read everybody saying that you got to watch this intake, it's going to screw up your field trims, and that's a way too big of a swing, and 8% is too much, and this is too much, and you don't want to go past this, you want zeros, but whatever. My first thing I'm going to do is when I start driving again, I'm going to take a log, because I got the factory map on the factory intake with pump gas that, according to my ethanol sensor, last time I ran their gas, is about 11% ethanol. Now, it's just going to show you how crazy fuel trims go on Honda's factory tune. And I do get it. Honda is not always right. They don't do everything right. I have a 97 Acura CL that you saw with an automatic transmission, and that automatic transmission proves that Honda doesn't do everything right, because those transmissions suck. They're notorious for failing. I've been trying to find one, but I've found about 7 cars in a wrecking yard, and they all have 250 to 300,000 miles. They all look very clean, so more than likely it was a mechanical issue. Put it in the junkyard and not a wreck or whatever. And I'm willing to bet that most of those mechanical issues is that transmission. So I am not going to take the time to pull a transmission at a wrecking yard, to get it home, take the time to pull mine, put that one in, and find out, oh yeah, this transmission sucks too. So more than likely, it'll be manual swapped and or sold as is. I don't know. Seemed like a good idea when I bought it at the time, and then it just have sat there for a year. It's already time to renew the registration, and I haven't done anything with it. So back on the field trims. With this case though, if Honda didn't like what they've done, it's a simple update. Not free. I mean, of course it wouldn't be free, but it really wouldn't cost a ton of money compared to a transmission. Like if they wanted to replace everybody's transmission with something better, that would be millions. Just updating everybody's computer when they come in, I mean, yes, costly, but on the scale of it, pennies compared to mechanical problems that they actually have to create new hard parts and stuff like that. So I believe Honda is not worried about the field trim swing that the ECU does in its stock form. The other part is, just to clarify, in Vincent's blog, 271, they didn't put this information, which is why I posted the other one, just so you can see it in writing. The field trims are combined. I don't know what people think field trims do, and on the post on Civic X where he linked to the blog, a couple of people said that, I mean, I'm going to just quote the one guy, that the field trims is kind of like a smile and nod topic. You basically understand it, but you don't really want to have to talk about it, because then it'll show that you don't exactly know everything. And Vincent himself, in either the post or the blog, says that everybody talks about it. Everybody will mention it. They'll tell you yours are good or bad, but they won't tell you why or what it should be. So everybody who says it should be 0, well, sure, it never will be. Your short term can be 0 all the time. Whenever you want to see a 0 short term, let off the gas. Done. But that doesn't really help you. Anyways, so long term, getting that to a 0, that's actually pretty doable. I mean, my custom tune pretty much is always plus or minus 1. It's 0 a lot. But that's because I actually tuned it for this car, the fuel that I run, the intake that I put on, the common temperature of my area, the elevation of my area, the typical humidity of my area, whatever, everything that affects field trims, my area stays pretty constant. I mean, obviously temperatures swing and everything, but the sensor can account for that. But I tuned it for this car here on this fuel, so it's a much more controlled environment. I can get a lot closer. My short term still, though, I mean, they'll hit 10 sometimes, but I think part of that is because of my gigantic mass airflow housing. It's just slower to respond for throttle transitions. So if I do, though, stab the throttle to half real quick, big trim, and then as I leave the throttle there and everything kind of settles down, it'll come back down to 1 or 2. So, I mean, I have it pretty good. It's just that the transient response, or whatever that technical term would be, isn't that quick. So, worry about your fuel trims, but don't stress that much. Yeah, if you can get it better, do it. But I finally quit. I was just chasing my tail. All right, so my whole point there is, depending on who you are, you might need to just stop worrying about it. I mean, if you're the kind of guy that's like, negative 17%, who cares? Well, get on your laptop and do something about it. But if you're the guy that's like, oh shit, look at that, negative 1% fuel trim. Fuck, man, I got to get back on the laptop and change this tune. No, you don't. I mean, it's up to you, and I don't think anybody's that crazy. That's like an exaggeration. So is probably the negative 17% thing. But take a look at the scatter plot, right? Right there that I just showed you, and you'll see. Look at the Honda map. It's not that good. And that's the OEM, and that's what they're pleased with. So don't worry too much. I mean, in my opinion, and take it for what it's worth, because compared to Honda's engineers and whatever, I don't know shit. So compared to a lot of people, I don't know shit. So you probably shouldn't listen to me. But if I had a long-term between plus or minus 8 and a short-term plus or minus 10 or 11, if I saw 12, I might be like, whatever, I don't care. I mean, I would. Me personally, I'd spend the time to get it better. But, yeah. I wouldn't say like, that intake is garbage. It makes your fuel trim sit 8%. Okay. So does the fucking factory one. I've also heard, though, that this intake brand that I'm not going to say was a QC issue where they weren't all coming out the same size either. So some were fine, some were throwing it way off. But last thought, too, if any of you are saying, well, yeah, duh, you idiot. That's because you got ethanol in your fuel. That's why the fuel trims are where they are when you're running the factory thing. All right. Well, to you I say, what happens when you run ethanol? You run more fuel. So the fact that I'm already pulling a bunch of fuel and running ethanol, if I ever spent the money to get ethanol-free fuel, which, by the way, here's a little secret, I never, ever, ever will, because why would I do that? I like ethanol. I actually pay a premium for more. I'm not going to pay a premium for less. I can understand in certain situations why you wouldn't. I mean, like my weed eater, I can't tune the damn screws, so it might run better on full gasoline because I need to run more with the 10% ethanol in there, and I can't because the screws are like, I don't even think they're screws, and I've seen sometimes they're like a D. They take a really weird tool, but I don't think mine are adjustable at all on my weed eater, which is stupid because my chainsaw ran like garbage when I moved up to 6,000 feet. I swapped carburetors with one with needles I could adjust. Had that thing running like a champ after I could finally tune the friggin' thing. Okay, getting off topic. So, if I went to ethanol free, my trims would go further negative because I would need to be putting in less fuel. So it has nothing to do with ethanol causing my negative trims. All right. I am going to end it there. We will get the stock quarter mile, according to a Draggy, anyways, tomorrow, which will also get some 0 to 60s. I will also do something like a 30 to 90 or whatever, because that way it's not going to be launch dependent. 0 to 60 is basically not really measuring the car. 0 to 60 is measuring me, because that 0 to 20, there's a lot you can screw up. So comparing 0 to 60 times, especially from people to people, doesn't really work. I mean, car to car with the same driver, I can see that being okay, but comparing car to car with different drivers in both, different places, different temps, different everything, I don't know, it just doesn't work. So I'll do something where it's not launch dependent. I'm already on the power, already going, so that I'll be able to compare those numbers later to everything else, and launch won't matter. I'll try to use the same wheels and tires as well, so I'll finish all the other, that is a weird bug. I'll also do all my other testing with the factory wheels, which I might be lying to you guys right there because I want my wheels back on. So they do weigh close to the same. The combo is not that different. My other tires are stickier and wider, which will definitely affect the 0 to 20 part of it, which is another reason why I will just do, where'd that bug go? That I will just do 20 or 30 and on and not use a launch. Okay, holy crap, I'm rambling again. I gotta go get some work done. Can't do much though, because if you saw that big ass slab of granite on the side of my house, I moved that the other day, and apparently I'm not in shape because I've moved it plenty of times before. This time though, picking up 183 pounds of granite, and yes, I did weigh it to make sure. Picking up 183 pounds of granite hurt me. I got it up and down the first time, no problem. I moved what it was sitting on to where it was gonna go, picked it up, oh, and it hurt. And as I leaned over to put it down, fell in the dirt, laid there for a few minutes, had the bright idea to dig a ditch later, and really ruined my back. So I have plenty of time to screw with my car, because I hurt myself. All right, bye. Oh, and seeing as I can never end the video when I say I will, I'll also got to throw in, thanks for watching, please subscribe, and I will talk to you later. And not this t-shirt, but the Car Addict t-shirts, if you want one, go to Facebook, / or / whatever, Car Addict 22. Message me, size, color, vinyl color. Later.